I'm gonna tell this story that I was telling someone earlier today. So, R.I.P to my big brother KG, because his story involves him. If y'all don't know, KG, well, Kerwin Kilgore, he was my mentor when I was in the military. He passed away about a year and a half, about a year ago, and
I'll catch up when I can.
I always wanted to be just like him while I was in the military. So, but this story's involved. This is a funny story. So, in the military, like, what I used to do is I used to do pretty much IT when I was in the military. I was communications. So what we had to do is, like, we would have to go and I'll probably need my vehicle for that. Yep. We would have to go and set up, like, our sites and make sure, you know, they fully capable of internet, computers, all that stuff. But we have to set them up in a tactical environment, meaning that if we got to set up computers and stuff in a tent, communications in a tent, phone and internet capability in a tent, we have to be able to do it. If we have to set it up in a building, we have to be able to do it. And so that was my specialty when I was in the Army. That's what I did. And then, of course, I continued IT when I got out. So this is an Army IT story. So I told you some of this stuff overlaps. So we have to, before we go anywhere, Iraq, Afghanistan, anything, we have to validate all of our equipment. We have to validate everything. So we have to make sure everything works before we leave, and then right when we get there, we have to validate again. So we were validating our stuff because, like, we already know we're going to Iraq. We already know we're going to Iraq, so we're trying to validate our stuff. And so that means we were all set up in the woods, outside in a tent and stuff for about 3 or 4 days, and then of course we have my team, which was set up as a remote team, and then we have what they call a JNN. Basically, all you need to know is that a JNN is the hub for everything. All the remote sites, because when we ever go to Iraq and Afghanistan, we're all going to be spread out across the country and supporting whatever team that we're assigned to. So we were simulating that in the woods, in essentially. So the JNN is the hub that has to verify everything, that everything works, that we can connect to each other, that we can have communications, all of that stuff with each other, and also to the outside world and whatever. Just make sure we have communications no matter where we are. So we're trying to do our final validations before we can break links and break everything down and just start packing up to go to Afghanistan. So, we get a call from the JNN, of course. We're like, oh, so what's going on? It's like, hey, we gotta do another validation. It's like, oh man, we gotta do another validation. It's okay, so yo, this is the final one. So if we get this done, we can break links and go home. Mind you, we've been told we gotta stay out there another 3 days, but they told us, yo, we can break links and go home now. It's like, oh snap, yeah, we get to go home so we can spend more time with our families, spend more time goofing off and stuff, and prepare, and then, you know, just start packing, just more free time. So we're like, yeah, let's go. So okay, so what we gotta do is we have to sync. We have to sync. I don't know how to explain what this thing is, but it's like a router. You know how on your router everything blinks and stuff, like when you have a wireless router and stuff. So it's something like that, but it's what do we call it? Our firewall. It was our firewall, and essentially, well, we don't call it a firewall. We call it something else. So we have to sync that. So, but that light just blinks, just making sure its connectivity just blinks back and forth, just like on your wireless router at home. It just blinks like that. So they tell us, okay, we want you to look at that light that blinks like this, and we need to make sure everybody's lights are in sync. So that blinking light like this, we have to make sure everybody's blinking light is in sync. So we're like, wait, how are we gonna do that if we can't see each other? Because we're all like miles from each other. Like one team, like my team was 10 miles from the next team, and the other team was about 20 miles from me, 30 miles. Like we're all spread out like miles apart from each other. So we're like, yo, how are we gonna do this if we're all miles apart? How are we gonna sync everything? So what y'all gonna do is get on this phone And whenever you see it blink, you're gonna say blink, and then all of you are gonna say the word blink, and then whenever we get our blinks in sync, we can determine that if we all saying blink at the same time, that it's in sync. We're like, so they're like, okay. So alright, yo, we gotta get this done because this is the last one, and then we can go home. Okay. So he's like, alright, ready, set, go. And then all of them, 5, 6 people on the phone talking about blink, 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 blink. Just mind you, they can't see the blinks, so they like blink, 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 blink. My homeboy Dorian, who's on my team, he starts saying like, nah, man, this don't make no sense. Like, we can't see the other person blinking, and we can't see this. Like, how are we supposed to? I'm supposed to go the other way. How are we supposed to get all this going? We can't even see the other person's stuff, and this don't make no sense. Like, why are we blinking or whatever? Like, again, the guy on the phone is like, yo, this is the last one. We get to go home and be with our families. People have kids, all this stuff. Like, we can get this done. Come on, let's go. Oh, I can't take the vehicle in this year. Fuck, that's some bullshit. So of course they go back to doing it. Blink, 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 blink. Again, my homeboy Dorian stops everything. Like, nah, man, this is some garbage. Like, yo, what's going on with this? Like, this don't make no damn sense. Like, I can't see his blink. I'm trying to make this blink. First of all, this thing just blinks all the time. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we trying to get the blinks in sync? So everybody else starts saying, yeah, man, this don't make no sense. Yeah, this don't make no sense. Like, what's that? My mentor KG gets on the phone. Now, KG outranks everybody. So he gets on. He's like, what the hell going on in here? We're trying to get these blinks in sync, and y'all over here bullshitting. We're trying to go home. So everybody's quiet. Oh, snap. I hit the wrong one. Everybody quiet. Because, like I said, KG, who's my mentor, outranks everybody. So if he's saying it, they are like, oh, shit, maybe it's, maybe they wasn't playing around about this. Like, they was serious. Because everybody was starting to think, like, yo, this is some bullshit. Mind you, this is all a prank, and KG is in on the prank. So when he came on, everybody just shut up. He's like, y'all in here bullshitting. We're trying to go home. It's like, y'all better do what Song Letourneau tells you to do and get these blinks in sync. Alright. Letourneau, take it. Letourneau gets back on the phone. Alright, let's get these blinks in sync. Alright, go. They on the phone again, blinking. Mind you, where I'm at, I'm asleep because it's not my shift. I was told this whole story the next day, and then they recorded everything, so I heard it. So yeah, they recorded this whole thing because it was a prank. So I'm asleep when this whole thing is going on. It's not my shift. It was my teammate Dorian's shift. So this is all going on, and like I said, KG came on. He validated the whole thing. Everybody thought thinking it was some bullshit before he came on. Like I said, he outranks everybody. So he came on there and told everybody, like, we're doing to do the damn test. They blink. They keep saying blink, but blink, but blink, but blink, but blink for 5 minutes straight. 5 minutes straight. Shit was hilarious. They had them doing that shit for 5 minutes straight before they was like, all right, cool. Okay, we got the last validation. We got the last validation. Everything is good. And he was like, KG was like, he's gonna talk to First Round, who's his boss, and see if we can start breaking down. And they hung up the phone, and they were like, yo, that whole situation where they was arguing, doing all the blink stuff, it was about 20 to 25 minutes. They were saying blink, blink, blink for at least 15 to 20 of those minutes. I was like, bruh. Shit was crazy, yo. I was dying. And everybody was like, yo, did that make sense to you? Now I give my one homeboy credit because he was the only one trying to argue like, nah, man, this don't make no sense, man. Come on, like y'all really got us doing this. And then it wasn't until KG came on, and he was, like I said, he was in on the joke, that everybody was like, oh snap, like okay, they not playing around, like, because everybody thought they was being pranked at first when they told them to do it, and then when KG came on, they was like, oh man, maybe this is not a prank, it's not a joke, they for real about this. So that's an IT and an Army story all in one. So yeah, those lights just blink for connectivity to see, so you can see connectivity on your wireless router. Even on a firewall, it'll do that. So if you've reached this part, this is the end. This is Dangerous Voice, the People's Choice, live and direct from New York City. Thank you for watching the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Subscribe to the channel down below. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to keep up with me on social media, all my social media is in the description below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, it is in the description below. Thank you for watching the video. I'm out. Peace.